Ew, you're gross.
That's fine.
I'm Turkish, actually. I grew up in Turkey.
Don't interrupt me. Instead, no.
You are absolutely a typical SJW-looking person.
Tater tot can't handle the fucking heat, dude.
Where does this guy live?
You know Top G.
Tate.
Everyone on the internet is making content out of this man right now. So are we. People are constantly want to get on calls with him just to bitch and argue with him. So this dude, I've never even heard of him until a week ago, but he's some super liberal dude who wanted to take on the Top G in an argument.
Yeah.
So-
I mean, there's a picture of Obama behind him. I kind of caught that liberal vibe right away. Okay. Let's see.
All good. We'll just
So good.
go into it with an open mind, see what he has to say.
Yeah.
Andrew, I've seen some of your work as you're doing the rounds on Twitch here, and a lot of the things that you said that you've been called out on, specifically in regards to like women driving, as a matter of fact, are just generally untrue. There's no empirical evidence to back up those claims, which is why you resort to anecdotes quite frequently and say things like, oh, well, it's just common sense, right? But it's not technically common sense. It's just your personal opinion.
Completely. It's my personal opinion based on my personal biases of my life experience. And my experience men are better drivers than women. I'm not saying there's no good female drivers. I'm not saying a female can't move a car.
No. You're misunderstanding what I'm saying. There is a truth, and then there is your own personal experiences backed by anecdotes, right? Or your own personal opinion backed by anecdotes from your own personal experiences. Now, your own personal experiences are oftentimes going to be incorrect.
Generally speaking, I would agree with Hasan in I prefer data over just opinion, but I've had the same experience as Tate, and I don't necessarily trust the New York Times data that he put up, because any news outlet that has a political lean to it is going to show data in a light and by an angle that serves their narrative.
To be honest, when driving, I personally don't see as much of a correlation between like a certain gender or race. If I see a bad parking job, I kind of just think it's a stupid person. I don't necessarily immediately think it's a woman or something like that. Like how Tate's.
It's not fair to. Well, it depends on somebody that can't parallel park. I just think that they're visiting the city. They're visiting the city. They haven't parallel parked in 10 years.
Blind empirical evidence when we're making decisions. Why? Because we all carry a bunch of personal biases, and when we analyze situations, we do not have enough scope to grasp the entirety of the situation. We cannot comprehend it with our human brains.
Bro, listen,
which is why when it comes to women driving, it's a funny point, because the truth is different. The truth is the exact opposite.
No, listen. First things first. There's lies, there's damn lies, and there's statistics. I'm sure you've heard that from Mark Twain. That's the first thing. The second thing is that you're deriving.
You can massage numbers, but
you're deriving your truth from an internet study. That's fine. You can derive your truth from an internet study on a bunch of different things.
That's honestly another thing, is that how can you really trust anything you see on the internet when everything that's portrayed to you there's a reason it's being portrayed to you that way.
That's what I said.
There's some back-end reasoning for the person putting that out.
I find it funny that he says I forget the words he used already, that there's, so much more around our understanding than we can understand. Yet he won't acknowledge that he can't understand that Tate's experience is valid.
Truth of life is the truth that you experience as an individual. That is the only truth that we all live within. You live within your truths, I live within my truths, because these are the truths I've experienced as an individual. If certain things happen to you over and over and over and over and over again, but the truth on the internet says it's not true, that doesn't mean that your experiences are any less real. So if you to come here and say the internet says X, especially
your experiences can be real. You could be a statistical anomaly, as a matter of fact.
I swear it was the same during COVID, when all you'd see on the media and stuff was how it was so bad. And I swear to God, every single person I talked to that had COVID, it just wasn't that bad for them. And I couldn't understand it. I was like, where are all these people dying and stuff? Like, what's all this shit going on? Like, the whole country shut down over what? Like, my grandma just had it and she was fucking golfing. Like,
well, she had the vaccine, so it helped her. No, but truthfully, less than 1% of people died, and they also admitted later that somebody could walk in with a gunshot, die of the gunshot, but because they had COVID,
another example of how you can't believe the statistics.
They would list it as a COVID death. It was ridiculous.
Initially, it was, you get the vaccine, you don't have to wear a mask. Literally 2 months later, no, actually, everyone still needs to wear the mask. It's like, then what was the fucking point of doing the vaccine? They just lie to you all the time. It's nonstop lies. How can you trust any data or anything these people say? It's all bullshit.
Especially after the age of COVID and all the fucking truth we were told with that garbage. You want to sit here and say, oh, the internet said X. I'm sure the internet did. I'm talking about my personal experiences, and some people agree with me and some people do not. That is perfectly fine. Don't give a fuck if people agree with me or otherwise. People are listening to me and they're either agreeing with me or
I know,
not.
but you're still wrong, and that's the problem.
I disagree with you.
Do you want to be right, or do you want to keep speaking into a hug box where people agree with you? And
Prove to
then,
me I'm wrong.
well, if you just
Hug box?
completely
What does
devalue
that even
empirical
mean?
evidence, actuarial science,
Like an echo chamber, I would assume, where you just kind of talk to people who agree with you so you continue to feel good about your points. But hug box, that's like the most woke term I've ever heard yet so far. And also, who cares?
Yeah, that's what
Like, I don't care if some guy's like, broads can't drive. I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, I'm just going to go get in my car and drive. I'm not going to get mad about it. But even this guy's mad about it. And he's the
everyone
next thing
thought
they
like
fight
you
about.
did, right? We would have no scientific achievements on this planet. We would still be living inside of fucking caves. As much as I love Liver King personally, I don't think that that would be a good planet to live on. I'm pretty happy for, I don't know, all the medical achievements, all the scientific achievements that we have reached.
There's also places where if you just trusted all the data and the government and everything the government told you, there's been some pretty terrible shit that's happened. Well, let me take a trip back 80 years. Imagine you're living in Germany and you're just under the mindset where you believe everything they tell you and that Jews are the reason for your economy being a
Your
failure.
problems.
Oh, believe you gotta believe them. These people know what they're talking about.
So true. Yeah, this guy, his argument that
Like
Tate's
you
point
have
of
to.
view-
He's not even acknowledging that you have to take in personal experience to a certain extent, because you have to. You can't. You should honestly trust your personal experience almost more than any data that's showed to you, because you know that that's your truth.
If you're a logical, reasonable person who
take
doesn't
both into
have
account.
who doesn't have bipolar, schizophrenia, a psychopathy of some sort, because those people see things that the rest of us don't. So you got to be careful with a statement like that, because there's some freaking nuts who think that what they're seeing is right.
And all the negative experience I've had on the
going
road,
out like
women
Stan
were at fault. That is, now you can sit here and say the insurance claims say that. I never said the insurance claims don't say that. I'm saying that I am not comfortable with women driving because of my personal experience. Those are my personal experiences. You can drag up all the empirical evidence in the world you want to try and drag up. Anyone with a brain knows how that aids the world agendas anyway. I don't want to go too political on a stream that's going to get taken down. So I'm not saying that I can't find a female race car driver. I'm not saying that.
That's
all
not what I'm
women are-
saying either. I'm not talking about like statistical anomalies. I'm straight up talking about the overwhelming amount of evidence that suggests that women
So you
are
use
more
bubbles.
careful drivers than men.
We heard you.
Okay? And
Stop saying
therefore
it.
better drivers than men. You keep resorting back to your
Student
personal
repeats
anecdotes.
himself.
So let me walk you through this.
Is
Right?
there no moderator?
Do you agree? Do you agree that human beings have biases?
This kid is a Fortnite player. They're both Fortnite players. These are the moderators. I used to play in tournaments against this kid back in the day.
But somebody needs to step up and say, guys, you're repeating yourselves. This is getting boring. Let's talk about another topic.
You know what's crazy is that this girl got like so much fame out of being in this one podcast that people are like already digging through every social media post she's ever had.
She's so pretty.
Yeah, she's cute.
Do you believe that human beings have biases?
Oh, absolutely, we're all biased.
Okay.
Completely.
Do you
biased.
think that those biases might cloud your judgment?
It's not about clouding judgment.
Not just your
Understand-
personal not just your own personal judgment. Do you think our biases might cloud our personal judgment?
I think every single person on earth is biased and lives within a biased
Absolutely.
reality.
That's absolutely true. If you agree with me on both of those accounts, you understand that your anecdotes, your own personal accumulation of information, is going to be clouded by your own personal biases. So you're not going to be able to assess the information adequately in the same way that empirical evidence would. This is
My friend.
precisely
I do agree with him to an extent. I do think intelligent people and not just intelligent, self-aware people can separate the two. But I do think that generally speaking, people do that. They do let their personal biases and their, anecdotal experience affect their judgment to an extreme.
That's a lot of how like racists and I guess I don't even know. Do you think racists become like that because of their personal biases or because of stuff that they're fed?
It could be any number of things. A lot of it is the stories you hear from when you're a little kid, sitting at the kitchen table listening to the adults talk, right up to your personal biases, right up to the experiences you have.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, what you see on TV, the type of media you're fed. It goes on and on. So, yeah, there's so many aspects of what forms somebody. And then there's nature versus nurture.
I can't stop looking at why this kid's wearing a Fortnite shirt while on a podcast with Andrew Tate. Like, what are you doing, bro?
Yeah, he's a Fortnite player, man. That's his jam. Don't be judging. You were that guy.
What the fuck?
I wasn't wearing Fortnite shirts.
No, you weren't, but you were the Fortnite guy.
Why we look at data rather than make arguments around our... Wait, let me finish. Come on.
I understand what you're saying.
This is precisely why we do that.
We went over the same point like 5 times here.
Everyone's
There
saying
we
kick
go.
you. Long-winded point.
Let's go,
You're
Bucky.
saying that the empirical evidence is saying X, so it doesn't matter what my personal experience is. That's fine. My point is, let me change it. Let's say that the empirical evidence says that a pit bull is more likely to bite you than a Dalmatian. But in your life experience, every time you went near a Dalmatian, it bit you, and a pit bull never did. Are you going to go up to a Dalmatian still completely and go, oh, it's fine, completely unbiased because the empirical evidence says X when you're covered in scars? No. You're going to say, Dalmatians bite me for some reason, and I'm not comfortable around Dalmatians. That's called human nature. Okay. So I'm telling you my personal experiences, and I don't care. I understand your point. Empirical evidence says X. Women in this country can do X. I completely get that. Secondly, it's also country because you're only talking about America because you're American and you don't see outside of the world. That's fine.
I'm Turkish, actually. I grew up in Turkey.
That's not the point. That's not the point I'm making. Point I'm making is I'm uncomfortable with a woman driving. And if you actually ask most women, if it gets late at night or it starts getting dark or it starts raining heavily or the parking gets difficult, they usually ask the man to drive themselves. I know many women who do that. They're not offended by my assumption.
That's just true. Whenever it's me and my friends with girls, it's always a guy driving. Like it's never really... You don't even put the woman in that position to drive. Unless it's like her car, and that's the only way.
I have no problem being driven around. Not at all.
Yeah.
I don't take offense to it. If a man wants to open a door, carry the heavy stuff, drive me around, I'm all about it. It's fine. Yeah, I'm tired. You drive. Yeah, have at it. And then I can have an extra, drink or whatever.
Another mega pint of wine.
Mega pint of wine.
A mega pint of red wine.
You wrinkle the whole trunk.
I know loads of women who go, oh, I don't want to park, you park it. Loads, there's not a bad thing about it. Who gives a shit, right? It's not even a big deal. You've come on here deciding you really want to stick up for the chicks and maybe, one of them will drive over to your house. It's cool. We've got better things to talk about.
I look, let's be real. I don't think I need to be a male feminist to be able to attract women, okay?
What is the real point of being a male feminist then? If you're not just trying to get girls? Like, do you really feel like...
I really don't know what their point is in today's times. I think back in the day when, women
legitimately had less rights.
Legitimately had less rights, couldn't vote, couldn't, hold certain positions, things like that. Then I get being like, hey, if you're a father, you're a daughter, you're married to an intelligent, awesome woman, you could really feel those things. But today, the male feminists are just pissing and moaning about rights we already have.
Yeah.
And it's exhausting. Listening to them, and it's embarrassing. Listen, I think they're all emasculated.
I'm a male feminist. What?
I don't even like the female feminists or the sexually gender ambiguous feminists. Not all of it. Modern feminism is garbage.
You are creating now a hypothetical scenario in which you want your opponent to concede. I can do the exact same thing and say, well, in my personal experience, Dalmatians never bite, or pit bulls never bite, whichever one you thought was the more aggressive breed, right? In my personal experience...
Chick, the pretty girl, she's on her phone. She's like, God, this is boring.
But if in a million times that I have bred pit bulls or been around pit bulls, not a single one of them has ever been aggressive. We will never be able to arrive at a meaningful solution or a resolution to this conversation if we're both operating on personal anecdotes and hypotheticals. That is not how you can conduct an appropriate debate.
Good. So now you're saying the thing I just said.
That's exactly what he just said.
I might have personally thought women are worse at driving than men as well. But once you arrive at, once you look at the evidence and you realize that said evidence suggests something else, you're probably not going to continue believing the prior thing that you believed, right?
We went over the same point like 5 times. And I think we're just,
I know, but it's just weird because I can't break through Andrew's
I understand your point. You're saying that even if I
walls
thought
here.
we're losing the girl.
No, no, exactly. I want to talk to her. I'm saying, I'm sure you're double vaccinated. It all makes sense to me now. You believe what you're told to believe. You don't believe your own eyes. You don't believe your own ears. And that's why you're going to sit here and talk about empirical evidence that you found on Google. Cool. If you believe everything that's on Google, that is your prerogative, my friend. And if you think that makes you sound smart in the modern world after the 3 years you've just been through, to say that I read a piece of paper that tells me to believe X, so I believe X, and I ignore my own personal experiences. And you think
I'm not asking you to ignore your own personal experiences. I'm simply asking you to look at the data.
So
The New York Times data, stop it. Stop it. You can't take data from any extreme media outlet. The media is out to get us. And this guy is, I believe in data, but I also believe in, if I read something on Fox News, I'm looking it up and finding other sources that aren't necessarily conservative sources to see the other side. I'm looking at CNN to see their take on it. And maybe somewhere in the middle I could find the truth. This guy watches CNN, reads the New York Times. It's so freaking clear. He is so biased that he can't even get out of his own way to see another perspective. Tate lives entirely in his own head and is just interested in his own experiences. And I think he's an intelligent person, and I think he's doing all right. I'd rather go with Tate's experiences. And great, Tate can drive. I don't want this guy driving.
This shit's just boring.
I'm driving if I get in the car with this guy.
Okay, Andrew, do you believe? Well, you didn't really prove anything, but it's cool. Do you believe the Earth is flat, or do you believe the Earth is spherical, round?
I'll leave his headphones on.
Oh, he took his headphones off?
He gets very stressed sometimes, and
Yeah, it's cool. It's important, Sometimes you can't take the heat. Sometimes you can't take the heat, so you gotta get out of the kitchen a little bit.
I can't, I try to do that when I'm smoking cigars. Get the smoke super white and clear like that. I don't know. I gotta start smoking them. I'm here to practice.
No.
Andrew, do you believe the Earth is flat or round, spherical, globe?
Round.
You believe it's round, right? But when you walk outside, it feels like it's flat.
Brother, and I
it looks flat, it feels flat, but you believe it's round. Why do you believe the Earth is round?
Move on. I'm going to kill myself.
You go in a fucking airplane and you look out the window and you can see the curvature. What kind of point even is that?
I have personal experience that would prove to me that the Earth is round.
Oh, you have personal experience. What happened? Did you go up to the fucking moon? Is that how you figured it out?
Exactly. I flew up into space and I looked down on Earth. And
Yeah,
I saw a big circle.
that's crazy. Okay, you don't have to. Hey, listen, you don't have to concede on that point, but I think you and I both understand the importance of scientific, the importance of empirical evidence in that one, right? Or science.
I saw him there, and I thought, wow, this guy, wow, okay, he's gonna ruin the stream. We had a hot chick. Now you're here.
Did you? Is that? What
Oh, that was cute.
Just chill out. Like,
It's so what's up? Is it a little bit more difficult when I'm not the traditional SJW looking person? Is that why it feels like the stream is a little bit more ruined?
You are absolutely a typical SJW looking person.
Yeah, what is he even talking about? You got an Obama poster, the long hair, the
beads.
Come on, bro.
Beard.
There's nothing wrong with
your look is fine.
Do what you want to do.
He's a good-looking dude, but let's not pretend that you're not SJW all day.
No, yeah.
I could see you from a mile away, kid.
Dude, you've been kicked in the face and stuff. I'm sure you can handle little old me.
Exactly. So I'll tell you that's a professional conversation we just had. I said I am biased and I don't believe women can drive. That's my personal experience. I don't care if anyone agrees.
Oh.
You came along and said, don't interrupt me. You came along and said, no, that's not true because of the evidence. I came and said, I don't care about the evidence, my personal experience. You said, I also have personal experiences and we're all biased. I agreed. Then you said, even if I had personal...
You know what also annoys me about these Twitch streams is that everyone thinks they're so much tougher because they're behind a screen. And so many people are so disrespectful, which I don't know.
To each other, though. It's to each other.
I just think it's weird, though, because if you're in person, it's a totally different game.
I would have been much more tactful from the first video when I quote-unquote rated Tate. If he was sitting across from me at the table, I would have been much more polite.
You wouldn't have said, who fucking raised you?
You know what? I just question how he was raised.
Nah, you definitely
I don't really talk like that face-to-face, so... We're all guilty of it.
Yeah, we can move on from that. We can move on from
the
importance of science and Andrew's personal biases.
Yeah. Okay.
Andrew, can you tell me a little bit about the Hustlers University, whatever that is? Not in a promotional capacity. I know that you're doing the rounds on Twitch, and I know that that's probably giving you a big boost. But I want to understand, because you are a businessman. I want to understand how you generate revenue. Is it okay to get this information for free, or do I have to pay $50 and then maybe get an affiliate link and get other people to also join so I can make a 10% cut off of them also joining Hustlers University?
You can find everything on the website, and you can join if you want more information. That's fine.
So you don't want to share this information for free right now. You don't want to educate me on that.
I don't want to sit here and spend the next hour trying to accuse me of some bullshit.
I'm not. I'm here to learn. Andrew, you are a brilliant mind.
That's what I'm talking about. He's just being a smart ass for no reason.
Yeah, it's not cute.
Rattled, maybe a little rattled from the numerous concussions, but brilliant nonetheless. I want to hear more about your business strategy, if possible.
actually quite interesting that people who are too scared to get in the ring try and make fun of people who have bravery to try and make fun of.
No,
people.
I do think it's very brave. I do think it's very brave.
Oh, all right, so let's not detract the bravery of men who do things you're afraid to do. That's the first thing.
No. You are absolutely incredibly brave. You still might have CTE, but you are incredibly brave. I appreciate it.
Can we stop with the sarcastic shit and just have an actual
No, I'm
conversation?
literally, but that's the truth.
How is he even denying that he's being sarcastic? It's like painful to watch. He's being so sarcastic.
It's like he's a teenage girl trapped in that body.
Andrew, I'd love to talk to you in more detail if you'd like to. I hope that one day you can educate me on your revenue strategies. I mean, it does look a little bad though if you feel as though I should leave the call because you feel like I'm overpowering you a little bit.
You should stay on the call, but I think you should be more socially aware.
I am.
and understand-
Is that a bad question?
Hold on. He just said to Tate, like, I should get off the call if you feel that I'm overpowering you. No, you're just getting on my nerves. You're like a goddamn gnat. Ew, you're gross.
Thousands of
You're
young
gonna
men
kill
about your
him.
business strategies. I want to know more.
Where does this guy live?
Okay, I want you to be more socially aware and understand
to
that
his
since
house.
you've joined the stream, everyone's begging for you to leave. The vibe's down. It's boring. It's
You know
late
what,
at night for me.
Hassan?
I came here to have fun. You're being boring. No one thinks you're cool. No one thinks you're intelligent. No one thinks you're funny. And you
I don't
need-
think I'm cool or intelligent. I just have questions and you're not answering them for some reason.
You
Why are we
definitely think
derailing?
you're cool and
I
intelligent.
don't have to answer your
Science.
questions. You're not the police.
Yeah.
I don't have to.
He's not invited for dinner ever.
You don't get the pasta and the gabagool.
Hey, where's the freaking gabagoo?
No, I am not the UK police nor the Romanian one. I'm simply asking you questions about your business strategy, which you literally educate people on. I just want to know how you how you do growth and revenue. Why can't I be a hustler? I want to be a hustler like you. I want to.
He could have gotten it. He could have gotten it if he just asked that question instead of all that sarcastic shit. Like, oh, do I need to go get an affiliate link and get 10 people to sign up, and then maybe I can pay $50 and get all the thing. If he didn't say all that, Tate might have responded to him and said, "Yeah, I'll tell you quickly."
I don't even understand it. Is he shitting on affiliate marketing now? If you do you know how many businesses have affiliate codes?
He tried to outsmart Tate by baiting him, and Tate's not taking anyone's bait.
Look, I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to call Hustlers University a pyramid scheme, but because it has an affiliate program.
Everything.
Do you know what
yeah.
an affiliate program
Yeah,
is?
everything has affiliate programs.
You're just kind of like being sarcastic. Making
I'm not.
shit
I'm
worse,
literally
going
not.
in
I
circles.
promise.
You are being
I
Don't
swear
even
to
tell me
Allah that I want to
what you were
know.
just saying wasn't
Tate,
sarcastic.
hang up.
Don't even. You can't even convince me.
None
that.
of what I have mentioned is sarcastic. I truly would like to know more.
This the other day too. I mean, I know he's.
85%. No.
Who with XQC?
Yeah, he should have hung up on that asshole way earlier than he did. This one, excuse you. What do you say?
My fault. Excuse me. Oh my God, this guy sucks.
It's hot in here.
I'm confused about how this dude has 1 million subscribers and there's people all agreeing with him. Like, I get his side. It's just, I don't like this dude at all. I don't like the way he expresses his points. I think he's obnoxious.
Your little comebacks, no one's interested in them. You haven't won anything. Hey,
It's okay. It's okay, Andrew. If you want, we can have a conversation again. We can have a conversation again in the future if you.
Occasional little English accents, like little.
My Bugatti,
It's cute.
sparkling water. You've seen that clip, right?
No, but
But I don't like sparkling. You don't like sparkling water? You don't like water? Yeah, but the bubbles. The bubbles? You scared of bubbles, you little bitch?
he's ridiculous.
This is why I love Tate so much, though. It's because he's a genius with his marketing strategy. Initially, on his TikTok run and when he took it over, it was just him saying ridiculous stuff like this, like sparkling water. If you eat sushi, you're a bitch. I won't give CPR unless you're a hot female. And so everyone watched those videos and they were like, what the fuck? This guy's saying the craziest stuff. And then he started talking more sense and people were listening to him and like, oh wow, this dude's actually kind of spitting facts.
You're depressed because you're fat.
Son, I appreciate you coming on. We're gonna bring in another guest now.
All right, peace, boys. Have fun,
I've been
Andrew. I'm
coming
always
on.
open to talk to you, my friend, if you'd like to.
We'll have another conversation. Definitely.
How are you gonna fucking talk so much shit and then cry like a baby? My man was in his fifis on that one. That was Andrew Tate. That's not good, brother. How hard are they dick riding him on stream right now? Let's hear. Oh man, wasn't that guy so fucking boring, right?
And then he thinks he caught me somehow, but really he just killed the vibe. I would have loved to argue with him, but he was so boring.
Tater tot can't handle the fucking heat, dude.
You didn't truly want to understand. All right,
no, he
fuck
sounded
this
like
guy.
a teenage girl who's like, "Why didn't you call me?"
We're done with this
Yeah.
bumlacla.
Bumbaclaw.
Fuck, that just annoyed me. What do you give Hasan a rating, 1 to 10?
On masculinity, a 2. On logic, a 4.
All right, guys. As always, I'm giving away $100 to someone who likes, subscribes, and then DMs me proof on my Instagram. We'll announce the winner next video.
Okay.
All right, guys.